Before Rome ruled the Mediterranean, it had no real navy to speak of. No tradition at sea, no experience on open water, and no understanding of naval warfare. And yet, within only a few decades, it would rise to defeat the strongest maritime power of the ancient world, Carthage. But that war did not begin at sea. It began on one island, Sicily. And once Rome became involved there, a local conflict slowly expanded into something far larger than anyone had anticipated. This was the First Punic War. In 264 BC, two rising powers found themselves pulled into confrontation, Rome and Carthage. Carthage was already a dominant maritime power. Its fleets controlled trade routes, secured supply lines, and projected influence across the western Mediterranean. Rome, by contrast, was a land-based power. Its strength lay in discipline, infantry, and territorial expansion, not in ships or sea battles. The war therefore began as an imbalance, with Carthage holding the clear advantage at sea. Sicily became the central battleground, and with it, the entire conflict escalated. Rome was drawn into naval warfare almost against its will, forced to confront an enemy it had no experience fighting. Carthage used its fleet to disrupt Roman supply lines and pressure coastal cities, slowly tightening its control over the region. For Rome, victory through conventional means was impossible. So it changed the rules entirely. After capturing a Carthaginian warship, the Romans studied its design and began building their own fleet from scratch. But even then, they could not match Carthage in experience. Carthaginian sailors had generations of naval knowledge, superior maneuvering skills, and deep familiarity with Mediterranean waters. To compensate, Rome introduced an innovation that transformed naval warfare itself, the Corvus. A heavy boarding bridge with a spike that dropped onto enemy ships, locking them in place. From that moment on, sea battles were no longer decided by seamanship alone. They became infantry battles fought on moving decks, where Rome's strength finally mattered. What followed was not a clean war, but a prolonged struggle of exhaustion. Storms destroyed entire fleets more often than enemy action. Naval forces vanished in single nights. Neither side was able to secure a decisive, lasting advantage for years. The conflict stretched on for over 2 decades, marked by constant rebuilding and repeated losses on both sides. Eventually, Rome began to adapt more effectively than its opponent. Each defeat led to improvement. Each loss refined its approach. Over time, it built successive fleets until, finally, it launched one last massive effort, funded not just by the state, but by its citizens. A final attempt to end a war that had consumed an entire generation. In 241 BC, that fleet met Carthage at sea. And this time, the balance shifted. Rome did not break. Carthage did. Sicily became Rome's first overseas province. And with it, Rome's identity changed fundamentally. A land power had become a naval force, not gradually, but through necessity and survival. But this was not the end of the story. It was only the beginning of a far more dangerous conflict waiting in the wings. A man would rise from the aftermath of this war, carrying its memory for the rest of his life, Hannibal. I hope you liked this short story about the First Punic War. If so, feel free to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Take care and see you in my next video.